Today we're taking a look at Roz Bel Laban or Roz Bel Halib, one of the Middle East's most loved and widespread desserts. This dish is eaten throughout the whole region. It's super easy to customize and it is one of the best recipes for rice pudding that you'll ever try. If you're new here, I'm Obi. I have a minor rice addiction and I want to get you cooking amazing Middle Eastern food at home. In this video I'll show you how to make an amazingly rich rice pudding that is as flavorful as it is creamy. We'll be making both the baked and non-baked kind of rice pudding, and I'll show you how to flavour it with any spice or essence you like. So now, let's get right to it. We'll start off by preparing our rice, and to get a really good texture we'll be using a medium grain rice in this recipe. I'm using Turkish Baldo rice, and as it cooks it will expand to double its length and width. It will end up with a slightly chewy texture, which goes perfect with the creamy milk base. Try to use something similar to this, though if all you have is long grain rice, it should still work. Start off by placing your rice in a bowl and then washing it the legally obligated 3 times. If you've watched Adam Ragusia's Why You Shouldn't Wash Your Rice video, completely ignore it, because if you don't wash this rice, your pudding will end up with a nasty grainy texture. It's critical here that you wash your rice until the water runs clear, otherwise the excess starch can cause the mixture to thicken excessively. If you compare the washed and dry rice side by side, you'll see that the grain of rice is smaller, and that's because you've literally removed a layer of starch. To make the pudding, we'll be using whole milk for this recipe. If you're vegan and want to use an alternative milk, you'd need one with a decent percentage of fat and a creamy texture. For that reason, I would recommend using oat milk, and if you can get it, the barista editions, which I've been told cook just like real milk. We'll start by pre-cooking the rice. This will ensure that the rice is cooked through and it doesn't absorb the pudding mixture when we make it. To start, add 100 grams or half a cup of the washed rice to a pot and then pour in 350 milliliters or 1.5 cups of milk. Turn the heat up to high and let it come to a boil. Milk will foam up and boil over very easily, so keep a close eye on it, and once it boils, reduce the heat to low. Cover it with a tight-fitting lid and allow it to sit and simmer for 20 minutes. Meanwhile, we can discuss flavourings, and this is where you can easily customize the pudding to suit your flavour palette. The first group of flavourings are whole spices. Cardamom pods and cinnamon quills are the ones that make a frequent appearance in Middle Eastern rice pudding. These will give your rice pudding a delicious and lightly spiced flavour. Because these spices are whole, we'll add them early in the cooking process so they can infuse well into the milk. The other kind of flavouring is essences and powders. In the Levant region, rice pudding is usually flavoured with rose or orange blossom water, and because of their delicate nature, they're added at the end of cooking. Other powders like vanilla or mastic are also common, and to make this basic rice pudding base, I'll be using vanilla powder today. Now that 20 minutes have passed, the rice should be pretty much cooked. Open the lid and it will look something like a risotto. The grains will have doubled in size and there should be a creamy liquid binding them together. If you taste it, it should barely be cooked. We'll now add 950 ml of milk to the pot or 4 cups of milk. Follow this up with 125 grams of sugar or half a cup plus 2 tablespoons. Finally, we'll add in a small pinch of salt or about a 1/16 of a teaspoon. Mix it all together really well and do your best to release any rice which is stuck to the bottom of the pot. It's at this point that you would add any whole spices that you want to flavour the pudding with. Once more, bring the pot to a light simmer and then cover it, and now leave it to cook over a low heat for 30 minutes. While it cooks, we can prepare the slurry that we'll use to thicken and set the milk mixture, and to do that I've taken the remaining 50 ml or 1/4 cup of milk and I'm adding 2 teaspoons of cornstarch to it. Mix it all together very thoroughly until you have a mixture that looks like this. When the 30 minutes are up, your milk will have reduced slightly and there may be a skin of cream on the surface. Mix it all together, then add in the cornstarch slurry. Combine that well with the pudding and then turn the heat up to high. Bring the mixture to a boil for a minute and then reduce the temperature. You should now have a mixture which coats your utensil in a creamy consistency. Now we can add in any powder or liquid flavourings, and I've gone with 1 teaspoon of vanilla powder. Finally, I'll add in 150 ml or 2/3 of a cup of cream to the pot and mix it in, and that's all that's required to cook the rice pudding. One of my favourite variations on rice pudding is a baked version. It's really simple to make and has a delicious toasted flavour. To make it, fill an oven-proof ramekin with your cooked rice pudding. Place the ramekin on an oven tray and then fill the oven tray with room temperature water until it's about halfway up the side of your ramekin. Place this tray under the broiler or grill in your oven with it set to high and allow them to brown for about 15 minutes until caramelised. When they come out they'll be lightly browned and charred like this. You can eat this warm or put it in the fridge to set up overnight. The other way to serve your rice pudding is by filling some dessert bowls and allowing it to cool overnight. As they cool they'll form a skin on top, and the next day you can decorate this with some nuts or a little cinnamon. Personally, I love both kinds of rice pudding. They each have a delicious flavour and a wonderful texture. If you've made rice pudding before, I'd recommend you give this technique a try. It really produces an amazing texture and flavour that is unlike any other rice pudding. Oh yeah. I think this empty bowl speaks for itself. The great thing about this rice pudding is how creamy the texture is. It's got a super smooth feel with a silky texture, and then little chunks of soft but lightly chewy rice. The baked one has the additional benefit of a nice toasted skin, which gives it a deep caramelised flavour. Either one of these is an amazing dish in its own right. I hope you give these rice puddings a try and let me know what flavourings you like to add to yours. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to leave a like or comment. Thanks to our Patreon sponsors for making this video possible. If you want to see more videos like this and want to support the channel, then consider becoming a patron. The link and recipe are in the description box down below, and I'll be back next week with another video.